Hi, my name is Josh, and I'm a part of the Ovahness men's program here at Reach LA. And today we have Vogue Evolution. They're going to be here to talk about their experiences on America's Best Dance Crew, what they went through, how was it, the excitement, the drive, the determination, and also their experiences in the ballroom scene and give us a little ballroom history. And also, they're going to, teach the kids how to Vogue. So stay tuned.
So, we're Vogue Evolution,
And friends.
and friends, and we're Vogue Evolution and friends. We're a dance company, as you know, a dance team, a dance crew, and yet a family that stands for the difference in the LGBT community. We're not just a dance crew; we're a voice. And the purpose of the crew is to educate the world on HIV prevention or other things our community may be suffering from or experiencing. Homophobia, education, transphobia, you know what I'm saying? Each one of us stand for different places in our community, such as ballroom, and we're here to also simultaneously educate the world on how we have shaped and shifted pop culture. Voguing, you know? All of us here has impacted different kinds of, let's say, mainstreams, from technical dance to videos to artists and everywhere, you know what I'm saying? From them doing things, stealing things from our community.
Like borrowing a little while. Like borrowing, you borrow, you
give back.
I never got it back.
Stuff like that. That's the purpose of our group. We were brought together by fate, not by chance. We was brought together by fate. I like to look at it that way. American Best Dance Crew audition came up. We were already talking about doing things. We went to the audition. We nailed it, and it just went on from there. I think it's gotten bigger since the show for all of us, especially as individuals, because in ballroom scene, we were we were in different houses, we was all in different houses representing different teams. And when we came together as a collective to do this project, after the project now, outside of ballroom, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're family, So me personally, it's crazy. I don't know if anybody want to talk about y'all experiences.
OBVE. It's been a lot. We've learned a lot from each other. Just experiencing things together has been a blessing. Being able to get on TV and just be us and win over America has been huge. Gays is looked at as the worst thing. The worst thing. Gay comes first and then the drugs. To society.
Alright, they probably prefer to be gay.
Okay, I'd rather shoot up.
Okay, I can send you the rehab,
I'd rather
but
shoot
what you
up
want to do about the sexuality thing?
I'd rather shoot up than sleep with my same sex. It's just been very huge, and even going to back to the show on Monday, just getting the love from everyone, it just felt so great.
It reminds you.
Being back,
home.
Yeah, it reminds you. And it's kind of crazy because, personally, I always say when people were speaking to us about when we was in the process of being on the show, everybody was talking to us, y'all not excited? And my response was always, it's hard to be excited when you're in the experience. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really get the sum of what everybody else is getting around the world. Oh my God, because we're still doing the work, and at the same time, learning about ourselves with each other in the process. So we really didn't get to feel the whole Hollywood thing. And even being on the show, walking through how everyone's like, and it still wasn't hitting us. I don't think it wasn't until it's situations like this and coming out and doing shows like on Monday is when you really get to realize, wow, we've done something. The impact, you know what I'm saying? It's really not the fame. I think it's the experience of doing things and being with people and connecting, and saying, wow, I made a difference somewhere,
being yourself.
Just being yourself,
yeah,
right.
And we got to show the world, they looked at us past our sexualities,
right.
past our genders and who, what we were representing. It was more about the talent. And our personalities overshadow our talent. Because it's like everyone loves us. Being us. It's like, I think if we would have went out there trying to be DL and all this other stuff, it would have been like, the first week, Vogue Evolution has gone home. Now turn around while you see your brother happy.
Man, they would have shown that video. We wasn't there long enough. Man, they like, ta-da.
And mind you, like, even getting responses from people on the street, like, well, me personally, like, people just stopping me and people's parents, like, oh my God, I hated my child being gay, and we seen y'all on TV, and it's like, y'all made a difference. Like, stuff like that, that's what I like. I like to walk down the streets and someone be like, oh my God, like, you know, you made me, like, learn and appreciate what y'all were, you know, the message y'all were trying to send out and what y'all were on the show doing, basically.
I know we were just having a conversation today about as far as like when our family, you know, how family gets more closer, you know, because, you know, of the acceptance thing, that it still exists. But now, you know, when your family see you on TV and you're well respected by others, they start to respect you. And it's bad that we have to, you know, we have to prove ourselves even to our own family members sometimes. But now that, you know, that it's there and we exist, you know, family members like more accepting and, you know, they sort of like cling on to it.
It's kind of crazy, and what we're saying here also, it's not just about being on TV. You know, that was just the thing that helped us. You know, TV is powerful, baby. You know, TV is highly powerful. It's not just about being on TV. It's about, like, what we were trying to say at the end of the day is standing for something and going for it and being who you are. You know what I'm saying? And being comfortable in your skin, and the responses that you get and how you can shift somebody's life. You know, I'd rather any day, like, I'm grateful for any kind of feedback, but the feedback that I'm truly appreciative of is the feedback that's I love you versus I live for you. You know what I'm saying? What that means. There's a big difference from someone that comes up to you because, oh, work, Miss Thing, yes, do the dance, versus somebody says, thank you. You know, I thank you for that, you know, and I think that's what we all get, and that's why we continue to do the work.
I'm sorry. It's really from, like, the smallest thing to the biggest thing. Like, for example, us being on the show, something that's dominated by b-boys and stuff like that, you know, having us on the show, you have people that will come up to us, like, in the competition and be like, you know, I was homophobic. Like, have gay people in that group, and we'll, you know, see you at rehearsal. I'll dance with you, child. When that rehearsal's over, honey, peace. See you at the next rehearsal. But you have them, like, mingling with their own dance members because they mingled with us. Because we made them comfortable in their skin because we're comfortable in ours. Because if they wasn't comfortable in their skin, then that's why they don't accept everyone. They don't accept anything that comes their way. Because it's them. When they saw that we were comfortable in ours, it made them really look at us as like, wow, like, you know, what am I so afraid of? Like, what am I afraid to be?
People, oh, God,
sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
People, it just hit me. It's people think when you think of phobia, it has to be on a large scale. You know what I'm saying? When you think of phobia, you have to think of gay bashing. You know what I'm saying? Phobia comes as hard as not telling anybody about you or selectively telling people about you. You know what I'm saying? All that is phobia. You know, versus being in a group that's dominated by heterosexuality and me not coming out in that dance group because of phobia or existing in the dance group being comfortable in my skin. You know, it was like as we were on the show, we were really experiencing how we was helping people be comfortable in their skin. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that crazy? Like, there's other groups, you want to put them out there, but there's other groups out there, right, baby? Stop it. I'm doing this. So there's other groups out there where we seen them and we was like, look at her. Look at that lady.
Look at her looking at us. Look at her looking at us.
And she's looking across the room like, you know she wants to be here.
They sitting up there dancing in our garage. Like, sitting up there dancing in our garage. You belong in that group.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And they click to us and they cling to us. You know what I'm saying? And we allowed other people. I remember when we always talk about this. When we first got to the show, baby. Yes, right, show. And it's a part. It's the second day of the show, and they want us to meet all the producers, all the people that paid for the big event, right?
Okay, like while we putting our money into you guys, like,
right? So all the groups was just supposed to come downstairs in the room and sit in a room together and wait for their turn to go into another room so they can talk to press and whoever has to do with this show. So we decided, so we knew exactly, like, before anything, we have to bring who we are in this place. When they experience us, they're not going to experience only LGBT, but they're going to experience ballroom. Everything that we stand for, creativity, talent. We're fashion. When we're
done.
Right, exactly. It doesn't take us to be on the stage for you to know we exist. You know, so we was like, okay, We went down to that room.
And it was the first time that the crew actually got to see us.
We went shopping first.
Oh, we went shopping in the morning for our event. It was a light. We got shades. Mind you, it wasn't in another venue. It was in the hotel downstairs. So when we left the hotel, went and got shades, went and got armbands,
Frames, gloves,
all this.
Might just have a conversation.
So, you know, just like ballroom, we came in late. And, you know, so we walked in fashionably late.
They calling us, where's Vogue Evolution now? Why they not downstairs? But we in our room chilling.
Painting and beating and everything. Mind you, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. So we go down into the venue and we open the door, all the groups spread out and they looking and
They go whoosh.
They're gagging.
gagging.
Making all these shirts.
They're like gagging. And then even more because they see a girl in the group.
Right,
And
right.
it's like, you know, the boys and stuff. And then they're getting in and then they're
Right.
like,
And then they got girls in their group, and then they
some
look
of
at
them
her and be
didn't
like,
even
well, why
know
y'all not
till
done?
Right.
the show aired and it's like, yeah, I'm transgendered.
Yeah,
So
so
it was a kiki because after that, the master monkey was sitting me in the room like, do you have a sex change? And I'm like, yes, I do. You want to see it? Because, you know, they got comfortable.
right. So we go in the room. So everybody comes in. So they're like gagging. Group,
It was
shut up.
silent.
Mind
Everybody's
you,
silent.
mind
We're
you,
sitting there
there's
done.
groups here. They're all separated. You know what I'm saying? They're all
practicing.
disconnected. Every group. So we're all together. So we like, let's go break this.
And we
up,
coming
right?
in pumping like.
We come in public like, what's up, yeah? So they like, oh, so
They
we
know
start
what
breaking up.
thing.
We gonna go in the other groups talking, da 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 da. What's up? Da, da, da. We come back, then we start taking pictures, bitch. So we're like, so
But God, but you have to gag at how everything going. Like President Ray just said, everybody separated. We come in, we break it up, we do all of this, and then we come back together. Everyone flocks to us now.
yeah,
So
Everybody want to talk
speaking
to
up.
us.
Right.
We laying on the bed now. We like,
No, we
And-
on the other
One of
table.
those.
Table.
Oh,
Right.
that was the bed.
And understanding, and the purpose of me telling
We
you,
was up early, baby.
the purpose of us telling you that particular part is to let you know, because that's what we do in our community. In ballroom, you're respected before I even know your name. I will give a kiss to you and have no idea what's your name, but I know what you created in this room. You walk in the room and the first thing you do is have to kiss everybody in the goddamn room. And if there's a girlfriend standing by her, you kiss her too, because you can't just kiss her. You gotta kiss the sister.
Y'all
So I was like, what up, bitch?
Okay, y'all remember
What
where
up,
you
girl?
come from?
What's up, bitch? You know what I'm saying? And you know, the world's not used to that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the world's not used to that. They used to being disconnected, you know? So we brought that energy in the room and created that kind of atmosphere,
And then
you know?
still created and brought it to the producers.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
geez.
yeah, so anyway, we broke it up, you know. So they was gagging at us. We broke up the room. Everybody's kikiing now. Da da da. So once again, Vogue Evolution has to make an impact.
Okay, so they
We was
call
the
us,
la- we the
they
last
call
group.
us in. They call us into the group because you know you have to sit down and you talk to the producers and
Like
everyone.
this, lined up.
So
like
the way
this.
we walked in, they had chairs lined up, and everyone's
So
like,
we
over
yeah,
there.
so we talked about it backstage
We talked
first.
about it backstage, like, okay, we're gonna pump
The
runway,
choreographed
and
it.
everyone's gonna come, and we're gonna all pump runway, and the first person's gonna sit down, the second
Second
person's
sit
gonna
down,
snap,
third
third,
person.
fourth, fifth, and then we're gonna cross our legs. So
And
we
then
come
put on
in
the
there,
chair.
everybody's on the same leg, we just pumping, everybody sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
We all cross our legs.
And then
We're like, eee! The producers went like this.
yeah.
They were like, no.
You're all shy and
Yes.
nervous and biting nails and stuff, and y'all just come in here ready to be like, where's the camera or something.
Right,
pretty
right.
much.
Just ready. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, once again, they told us right there. And then every question, like, once again, understand the purpose of us telling you stories, letting you know how we brought ballroom and who we are into an atmosphere and created that kind of peace. You know? So once again, so we sitting there, right? So we all sitting there, and we cross out, we eat, so they're clapping, standing ovation already, right? So we look at each other, but we keeping it cute.
Yeah, we
so
just
we're
sitting there
forward.
like,
So now they ask us questions. So this is their chance to hit us with questions. See how we work in front of press. There's cameras. There's the people with money back there. The people with MTV. So they ask us questions, and we're knocking it out. We was like, I think first they said, "What makes y'all think that y'all are the crew to win?" And we was like, "Oh, because we have an all-star cast here. Honey, each one of us, if you YouTube or Google us, have a fan base. Those other groups are just a group. We're not a crew. We're a movement." So they was like, "Whoa!" So every time they started asking questions, we started eating up. So, like I said, that's just the point of us letting you know about, regardless, at the end of the day, if you are who you are and you be where you be, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's that same thing that we did in that room is the same energy that we brought to the stage. You know what I'm saying? It's the same energy that we do in our individual lives all the time. It is not that often now. I know this. you experience phobia more when you still have phobia inside you. You know what I'm saying? The more that I personally feel like I don't worry about it no more. Like, and it took the show, honestly, because there was still some stuff inside of me that I was scared still. Even doing the show, I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to be a flaming queen on television.
Ooh,
you know what I'm
that
saying?
too.
Like, it still scared me. You know what I'm saying? But after it was said and done with, and it was confirmed to the world, now you can walk outside with your head up, and I barely experienced phobia. You know what I'm saying?
And also, to be quite honest, it wasn't just us reaching. Well, actually, it started off with us giving a message, but we learned so much as well because we can all honestly say we had our phobias with straight people. Like, we sat up there and didn't feel comfortable with straight people. Ever since we came out, we never talked to a straight person again. Like, what? We got family. Why we need to talk to straight people for? Like, they don't like us. They don't love it. They don't respect us. But being on the show and being around so many heterosexual people, whether it's the dance crews, with staff, whatever, like, it made us comfortable with them as well. So it helped us be comfortable in our own skin as well. So we learned something as well as teaching. So now to walk down the street, now to be camera shy and stuff like that, all that is like out the window. Like all of that, like we feel comfortable, and that's what we're trying to teach each other. Like it's not so much of y'all having to get in front of the camera if that's what y'all choose not to do, but just living everyday life, just living day to day will make you feel so much comfortable if you like not only open yourself up, also receive something as well. Like it's not always just about teaching. The best lessons you can do is learning. It's not always just putting stuff out there.
And I can just say it's always a legacy that has to continue. So regardless of, there were people before us that did this, we've done this now, and there's people that's going to do it after us. So what we doing is continue a legacy of for the acceptance. Like we walk around the street and as shocking as it is, the most toughest of
the trade.
the trade will come and be like, yo son, y'all have my daughter watching us up.
My daughter watches you.
They always want to see me do the lolly or Vogue or something. And I'm like, why? Oh my God. They be like, come on, you do it. And I be like, just show out.
My grandmother likes that. My grandmother said, you doing it now? My grandma be, just.
Yes, grandma. Okay, shout out to grandma.
It feels so good to like just get love from everyone. Because before it's like you never know who is gonna think of what about you. Like
So
and me personally, I've always been a person where I can care less about what anybody thinks of me because I'm just gonna be me regardless. But being on TV, it was actually harder because one, I was transgender. So that alone, it was harder than just being a regular gay male on TV. You know, they're used to that. But being transgender and on top of that, people loving you, it kills people. I like some people is like, damn, like why is she getting all that love? Like they forgot she's a transgender. Like it's stuff like that, and it goes to show that personality can win anything over anyone. Like personality, just being yourself, being comfortable in your skin. Because if you're not comfortable in your skin, you can't wait for the next person to help you be comfortable.
Right. So it definitely be a question.
Yeah, we can talk there. I'm sorry.
No worries. How did you feel when we'll talk about Beyonce? Just get to the point. How did you feel when you seen that she incorporated some moves that were considered your trademark moves into her performances or into her videos and stuff? Like,
well, she wasn't the first one. The first one actually was Britney Spears for If You Seek Amy. She did the lolly there. That's when I first seen it. And I'm like, what is this? What? What? But I paid it. Like at first it didn't bother me that much. But then after being on the show and then seeing Beyonce do that bugged me. Like, girl, you just finished seeing me do you for a challenge. You done came out, did my lolly, then you're doing a double with Lady Gaga and get off the chair and do the same hair swings that I did when I'm on the stage. So that made me look at it like she's not appreciative of, she's appreciative of, I guess, what she saw, but not from where it came from. Because I don't believe she will ever be like, oh, Leomi, I need you to do this and this and that for me. She's the type of person where she wants fame for herself. So, like, a person like her, it just disgusted me. Like, she's my favorite performer, but that right there just disgusted me. Even though I don't know what happened, how she got it, but I don't care.
The thing is, and it's what Vogue Evolution stands for. It's what Vogue Evolution stands for. It's situations like Leomi, and that's why she's one of the 5 key people of this group, is that everybody's not going to be comfortable being real. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many artists that we don't know that's cultural thieves. That does things like they have a book about Madonna. You know what I'm saying? That's all about her whole history and how she steals cultures but doesn't give anything back to some of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I do know that book exists. And this has been going on with our community for years. You know, we're good enough to use the product, but we're not good enough to give life. You know, we're not good enough to come back and say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's but so many artists that actually says, like come on, Beyonce, you can't go find her. Right. Like, let's be real. You know she exists. You know you have the connections, but there's a I personally feel, you know, it's not judgment, it's just a thought that what if there's a phobia that still exists about her coming to get her? You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but when you look at her other videos, she has had transgender girls dancing in her video. So therefore, if there is a phobia there, I honestly believe she gonna look at you. She's scared to look at you because you might be like, bitch, where my corn? That's what that is. Honestly speaking, because for her to sit there and do that, and you know, she is one of the top artists that the gay and lesbians and everybody give life to. Mm-hmm. Because she is Beyonce. She is so Beyonce. Everybody wants to be Beyonce. You see on Drag Race, everybody Tyra's emulating Beyonce. Right. Beyonce's emulated everywhere. So I wouldn't see it being a phobia for her. I feel that it would just be her scared to say something to you because
her pride.
She knows her pride. So she don't want to bow down and say, okay, see you face to face. Say, girl, I took your girl. I had to steal your move, and then you turn around and look back and be like, bitch, I gotta steal your coins, girl.
Right.
I have another thing. Well, as a leadership team, I allow them. I don't allow them. They choose to actually facilitate YouTube shows. So what we do is we kind of have them come up with different topics that, you know, youth in the community or in the world generally would need to probably hear about, whether it comes to sexuality, relationships, whatever the case might be. Now, this question's for you. Stephen here, he actually facilitated a show, I think, a couple weeks ago on body image. And you really represented a lot of people in a community that was not comfortable in their skin, but you showed them the comfortability, the confidence, and all of those different things. Can you talk a little bit about how you felt being a role model for a lot of people that may have, you know, had concerns or things pertaining to their body image?
First things first. I didn't know that I was gonna be a role model for body image. No, for real. If you let me tell, I'm thin. I'm 22 and I'm thin. If you let me tell it, and that's the life that I live. And I do that for a reason. One is because if I get comfortable with, just, being in my skin, then I won't make the changes that I want to make. That's one. Not because, I want to look a certain way for people, but just because that's my own personal goals. The second reason is the minute that you put limits on yourself, people are going to put limits on you. So the fact that I live in a 22-year-old thin body helps me achieve what I want to achieve. Being on the show, I just felt like, I'm just one of the 5, members. I never felt like, like I'm this, person that's like gonna change the world. It didn't hit me until I would say the first episode. One is just looking at myself on TV and comparing myself to like the other crews because I didn't compare myself to us because we're just us. Looking at the other crews and also just like in interviews and blogs and stuff like that and people just talking about it made me realize that it was something serious. It's helped me a lot because when I used to look at myself before TV, I used to look at myself on YouTube all the time, stuff like that, and or look at myself in the mirror and just think about like, what am I gonna fix? What am I gonna change? How should I fix this? How should I fix that? Being on TV made me really realize that it's nothing wrong with it. If I want to change it, then it's fine, but it's nothing that I have to do. Prime example, when we first did the audition, they told me that, well, they didn't even tell me. They told them that I should lose some weight. Wouldn't mind it if they thought that they saw my blood cholesterol count and thought that I was about to die. Would not mind that. It's like, you know what, bitch, you looking out for me. Thank you so much. It was more for body image. Another example, when it was time to do our photo shoot, like our first photo shoot, they was in the mindset that everyone on TV had to be skinny. So they did not have clothes for me.
I've been through that before too.
So when I went, like when we did the photo shoot, like I was at the photo shoot, no lie, in tears. One, because we talked about this when we first met up, and it was assured that they would fix it. So I felt like I wasn't respected. Like it was just like, well, Chuck, she's gonna fit in this or else. Two, because I had to be in the crowd where one is that my group members, they snatch away stuff, and I'm the only one like kind of, oh man, I gotta get dressed, bitch, I get fitted. And everybody's running around looking for pants. So like everybody, the camera crew, the photographers, all the other crews that are in there know that I'm the problem. So it made me feel some sort of way. But what changed it, like I said, just seeing myself on TV, seeing that nothing stops me, and just getting the reaction from America, my family, my close friends, it really helped me. It wasn't something that I came there with. Trust me, I did not come there with that confidence. Like I had it in myself, but I wasn't able to project it until I got the feedback that I got. So it really is about to start with you. I was grateful enough to, have a little bit of help to push me together and, my family here. But it really took a lot. And so, like now I'm on my whole, like I'm going to the gym thing. But it's not so much, for TV, because I'm fine the way I am. You can put a little strap, something, and I'm good. But it's more so for my own comfort, like something that I want to do, my own goal. And so never let that change you. If you right now, if you gain like 30 pounds, never let it change you. If you want to get on that ABD stage again and show off and show and do splits, never let it change you. And so like that's what I've learned, and being a role model now, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I should bring something. And whether I lose all this weight or gain more or keep it the same, I still want to be the same role model because nothing's going to change because this is how you saw me. So whether I lose 300 pounds, which I'm not yet, but I mean, I still love my steak, or I gain 500, it's still going to be the same attitude. It's still going to be the same feeling. I'm never going to, like, change. Well, bitch, I'm skinny now. I don't know nobody that's bigger now, honey. Like, it's not going to change, child. That's the what about. It's not the shit on fire. You see, I'm like, oh, darn. Only thing of the school for now, man, it can't be
Sure. You know what? When you said that about you being there and they didn't have a supposed to fit you, I've been in drill teams most of my life, and I still do drill team to this day. And I've went to nationals, and I've went to a lot of different competitions, and we all, how at competition they put everybody together as one team.
Yeah.
Well, when we did that, they really embarrassed the hell out of me. I was 50 pounds bigger than what I am now, no clothes to fit me. Then they was laughing and talking, so I know how you feel. But I have to tell you, when I seen you get out there and you hit that shablam, honey, I said, finally. I said, finally they put a big bitch out there and she serves. She's not sloppy. So it's like, and I really felt it here because I had tears. Like, I was really happy. Like, I was like,
Thank you.
So y'all made a movement, boom. Oh, yeah.
Also, another thing is that's great that you brought that up because, like, I had to learn it as well. You cannot let no one change your perception of you. Like, we were in wardrobe like each week and stuff like that. Like I know it was the comments. I know it was the thought. Like, well, we gotta get high extra material. And we gotta do this or whatever. I literally made my own outfits because if I feel comfortable inside, and trust me, I said it, baby. I need these sleeves up there tight.
And we would be raw.
We'd
be like, girl, my guy's always something.
That was the worst though.
But the thing is that no one like the thing is that they were war because they felt like it had to take longer. It wasn't so much. I can't speak for them, but I don't think it was a personal attack on me. It was just that it took a longer process or whatever. But to be me, I can't speak for you, I can't speak for you or whatever. Y'all have to be on TV just like me, so I would want y'all to be as comfortable as me. So it's like, child, if this sock don't fit her, and it's like, child, well, I can't be in this sock or whatever. It's like, well, I might be a little worried, we gotta be at wardrobe a little longer, but you have to get out there just like I do each week. So, baby, if it's gonna take longer to cut that sleeve, I'm gonna need you to do so. Thank you so much. And do your job. You paid. What's up?
You got another question?
Yeah.
No, he had one as well.
Michael, go first.
I commend
Yes,
you
Robinson.
for not letting the staff break you guys apart for this, due to this quote unquote issue, and I commend the rest of you beside you for not selling him out, just so you guys could do this, So I don't think you guys would be the same without, like you said, the cast.
Yeah, it's a kind of interesting. I mean, like I said, I didn't personally go through as many things as probably like Laomi went through or Melika went through personally. You know what I'm saying? And I always commend them all the time. And when people talk to us about what America allowed them to believe what was going on with us, it was a lot of like Melika said, it was a big learning experience during it because one, we did not know this was going to happen the way it happened, and we saw an opportunity and we went for it, and we knew what we stood for, and at the same time we became heroes. You know what I'm saying? So we weren't even prepared for the places we were still learning. We're still children. You know what I'm saying? And we were still children. So, like I said, I knew how it was for Malachi. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it would be for Malachi. And just like when the producer told me that Malachi had to lose weight, I called him to let him know. You know what I'm saying? And of course he wasn't too happy with it. And he said, okay. You know what I'm saying? And even with Naomi, and I always tell people when people say, well, what happened with this show? Because you know they're going to ask you. And I'll say, Naomi has it the hardest. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand, one, she's young. You know what I'm saying? Naomi's young. You're 22, 23, right? She's young. She's young. You know what I'm saying? That's one. She's young. She's amazing for her age, right? So she's getting all this life. You know what I'm saying? She's cute. You know? No, honestly, no, you know what I'm saying? She's getting all this life. And think if you wanted to live your life as just a female, a regular girl, and the next day now you have to be the transsexual to America. You know, and the pressure of that. You know what I'm saying? And what that creates. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of stuff going on backstage. It was a lot of things that people had no idea. They was trying, like, and at the same time, understand before it was staff and stuff. Understand at the same time, you're teaching people how they should treat people. And through that experience, they're going to, excuse my language, fuck up. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say he at the wrong time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do things that's going to try it. How you can react to that, and we were learning in that process. It was happening. You know what I'm saying? Knocking out phobia was happening before it got to America. It was happening to staff in California that's not used to ever being around a tranny unless it was on television. You know what I'm saying? Or dealing with one business-wise. You know what I'm saying? Or dealing with somebody that is plus size. We were educating them on so many different levels and the way they reacted, we knew that. You know, the way they treated us, it had to be like aliens. Like, they kept it at a distance, but they wanted to know.
They wanted to know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Interested, but they were scared.
Interested and scared at the same time, you know? So it's like, ooh, they're the gay ones, but at the same time, we love that. Yeah, that's how you do it? Oh, I need to do it like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody gets this kind of respect. You know, so it was a hard process for us, but the results were beyond amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Corrected them.
That's what you see on TV.
And I gave them all my sizes. And then when it got to my shoes, I'm getting a size 11 in men. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Oh, I'm sorry, excuse my language.
You all right?
Well, fine. Okay, because you know I'm a curse queen. I'm a curse queen, honey. But yes, and I was like, I goes off. If I tell you something once, and you sitting there acting like, well, you got to work with it. Oh, no, the fuck I'm not, bitch. You want me to dance for your fucking show? You're gonna give me my fucking shoes.
No, that's really what it is.
And that's exactly what happened when, you know, they showed that I walked off stage. That's exactly what happened. They gave me some rain boots, and they spray painted them. Who the fuck sprayed
rain boots? Like, she has to
so I'm in the cage, and all this is like bent up, and I'm in the cage. I'm in the cage going the fuck off. Like, I cannot fucking dance. Just fucking in the cage, just like rage, honey. I get out, and the choreographers and wardrobe is like, well, you're gonna have to work with that. I said, no, I'm not. So then they go and they bring me these ankle boots with an ice cube heel. And I'm like, if y'all gonna give me a heel, give me a stiletto, because I don't do church shoes. I can't dance church shoes. And on top of that, it was the ankle boot, and I'm getting in the stage, and it's giving me the same bent right here. Mind you, I woke up the next day with bruises on my ankles. And mind you, I got out the cage again. When they played the music, I walked through it. I didn't even do full out. So then they're like, oh no, we gotta do it again, I'm like, no, I can't dance in these. It's like, well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do with it. The show is today, da-da-da-da. And I said, you know what? Fuck y'all and fuck your show, and I woke up.
But the way they taped it on television was Naomi had problems. Naomi's acting up again. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, with all of us, you know, it really was crazy like that, you know. And to see, and you know, sometimes you do play victim. You know, so you're so used to people doing you a certain way that when you do see something, it's like, oh no, y'all not gonna do me like this again. You know, you see everybody else happy. You see everybody else fine. So it's now, so are y'all picking on us again? Why can't y'all? What didn't happen? This is the third week. Why doesn't fit? This is, y'all already know, she told y'all 3 days ago. Why do all of them have everything they need, but when it comes to us, you're still saying he, you're bringing us the wrong clothes, and you're and things are coming out your mouth that shouldn't. You know, there was so much going, and the main thing is, at the end of the day, we wasn't standing for all of that. You know, we had more ratings than anybody else on that show. We had broke barriers more for MTV, and this is not in a boastful way. This is letting you know how that world works. You know, we're not boasting. We was the first time MTV, America's Best Dance School, ever been on VH1's website. We were a hot fuck of the month for Paris Hilton, whatever it's called. Paris Hilton talked about so much. Perez Hilton was talking about it. It was like everywhere. From YouTube, we had 500,000 viewers compared to everybody else when they only had 81. You know, so this is what we're doing, and then they kick us off the show because everybody else was yes ma'ams, because everybody else was okay. Well, everything was nice. We were like, no. Okay, they're a problem.
They
So they found a way to get right.
Yeah.
Right, they were a problem.
Because I felt that, I was like,
Yeah, so it was that.
And then they set us up with that 5th week, honey.
right.
No shade.
Right, that was.
Hello.
Hi,
Hola.
I just want to, commend you for being here. But I was wondering, there are some national organizations that, for instance, just to name one, the GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Against Defamation.
Right.
So, there are these institutions that are supposed to, I guess, educate the entertainment industry and stuff like that. So, where were they when?
So when you actually, so funny thing you
Yes,
said that.
I think-
The day of the show when Little Mama said what she
tried it.
said, GLAAD interviewed us
Prior.
for media prior before us going on stage, but they couldn't watch the show because they interviewed us during media. So GLAAD was actually there. They did a whole big thing on us, and when they left, Little Mama said what she said. And then literally like a couple of hours later, GLAAD came back storming. And it's about the defamation of, sort of like the disrespect of gay and lesbians and those in our community with the media. So like GLAAD was on it.
GLAAD fought
GLAAD
down.
was
They
on
went.
it.
GLAAD was on top of it.
What did she say?
Well, we choose not to go with that, but
Because of the whole drama stuff, she.
Is that when she was asking you guys, was telling you how you need to be?
Yeah, she was like, Naomi, she's like, Naomi, come on. She's like, Naomi, come on. You know the truth. You're a man becoming a woman. Yes. So you need to act like. So you need to become a woman and stop acting like a chicken head.
Yeah, like a bird.
Exactly
Like a
said
bird.
that.
I remember
Mind you,
that.
she came to me after the show because I was pissed off. I paid it because I was ready to jump on her and just pay it. I was like, girls, we going home. But I paid it because I know my temper, honey. I would have handled that right there. But I paid it. We got backstage. I was going off in pig Latin because usually I don't care. I just start cursing off.
She held it quite right
The
because we were
camera's
like
in my face. So I'm going off like, just going off in pig Latin, and they're like. So now I got mad. That's when I was like, that fucking ugly bitch, Little Mom could kiss my fucking ass and all that.
Backstage, but backstage with us.
So then she comes after, and look. This is why her apology. That's why I came back the way I did after she apologized. This is what she said. Oh, so I was in my trailer, and everybody kept coming to me and was like, you was feeling some type of way of how of what I said to you. So I'm coming to apologize. I said, bitch. I said just like that, because mind you, when she came over there, I'm sitting in the chair in my garage, and I'm just paying her like, why is she here? Like, oh my God, and they're there, and mind you, they start walking up slowly.
Like, oh my God.
Pony's the first one. Pony's like, let's get the fuck out of here. So then she starts talking, and I'm like, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about your apology. You just disrespecting me in front of millions of people in front of the camera, and this doesn't mean nothing.
And you apologize
like,
behind the
no,
scenes.
I was just trying to say, like, you need to be more classy, and I'm like, classy, you classy girl? Like, I gave her all that, and then after that, it was just shade.
Yeah.
They wanted you to do that. Like after you guys came in and all this love and all this, this wonderful connection with the show, we're trying to look for some kind of, some way to make you guys just break that whole thing.
Well, if you see
And
like the,
you got-
sorry,
you didn't do it.
No,
Yeah.
as you say that, the packages they try to make us look like the drama queen.
Yeah,
Right.
we was throwing
And
shades
we were
at
not-
each other.
And
We
you
were
know,
bringing so much love into that
yeah.
building. Like, it was ridiculous. that we knew we had to be extra loving because they're gonna think we're gonna be less.
Remember the one they were saying,
Right.
but you were saying, come on, bitches, let's do this.
We was having,
Right.
oh, you
We
was
were
having
having
fun.
fun. We was
We
having
was
so much
okay,
fun.
mind you, IDA did not even have AC,
That's
so we was
just
sweating
Yeah,
down.
we was having
and
so
we
much
over
fun,
it, but
and
we
it
was
was
having
like-
so much fun. And I'm like, all right, bitches, come on, let's go. Baby, the way they made it look at the package is like, come on, bitches.
And I'm like,
And he's like,
oh, Naomi. Like, that's really like, and like I said, just once again, because we got other things to talk about also. But you want to say something? Oh, just because we got other. Go ahead, real quick.
But realizing that a lot of the judges were young, especially knowing that Lil Mama was a child.
Right.
She is a child. Was that ever a thought to you that maybe because she's a child, she doesn't really understand the impact of
It
what
did
she was
at
doing
first.
on television?
oh, I'm sorry, I done go. But it did at first, but when you come back to it and she seems like such a fag hag, that totally showed that
Right.
she was being disrespectful. She was being, that was her motive, was to be disrespectful. But she got, because the next week I came back and I was still like, what's the tea? It was like they was trying to break me down, and it was like, whatever. Like, the way even, like, staff would do, like, wardrobe. Like, the first time that they tried it and they said I was sitting there and, it was the Beyonce week, and, what they was doing something to my shorts, or they was
They're
tying my
trying
shorts
to
together
tie
so
the
it won't
dress.
lift, so the dress won't lift. And the lady's like, something, he, something. I'm like, what? What did you say? She's like, he. I said, baby, you don't fucking speak to me and you don't
I never introduced
speak-
myself to you
yeah,
guys,
I did not introduce myself to you as no he and da 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 da. So she's like,
Oh.
he
he'll get over
or
it or
she.
something like
No,
that.
he
He'll
was like,
get over-
well, he
Oh,
or
she,
she or
whatever-
however you
whatever
feel
we call it.
comfortable call. Baby, I was like, somebody get her out of here. Get her out of here. Get her out of here. And then I went to the head ladies for the wardrobe, and I was like, the next time she tries it, I'm sorry. She's gonna be eating them needles, honey.
I have no idea about the whole ballroom thing because had they known better.
And this is what we got. And
have tried.
I gotta be. I'm sorry. I gotta be. Not Oprah. No, sorry. That's why I got the water. So to go into other things, because then you opened that back up. Another thing we definitely want to talk to you about is ballroom. You know, we can say talk about ourselves all day, honey. All I say is we each have in the hotel, honey. You know, it's a never ending story. But we want to also let you know and educate you on ballroom and things. You know, it's a lot of things that people are. Whoopee, that's what I gotta do the segue, whoopee. You know, the video, you know. Now talking about ballroom, that's what I said. So, talking about ballroom and stuff, like how many people here are ballroom participants? Okay, this worked too. How many people are not? Let me see that. All right.
That's camera crew. Why y'all want to boss camera crew? What's up? Y'all like face body realness and stuff?
So, just to let you, we're gonna talk about, because you're gonna get to Vogue and stuff like that later on and stuff like
I
that.
got a twinkle.
Twinkle.
Excuse
You know the
me.
back.
Yeah, my tummy, I got a headache.
Okay.
That's that morning sickness.
Morning sickness.
Think about that?
Okay, so ballroom. Okay, I wish I could. Okay, so open up. So people may not be familiar with the ballroom scene or where it came from. It's kind of funny, just like in real life or anything. People don't know what ballroom is, but they participate in it, and where it came from, and what its purpose is, and why it's there. You know, so we definitely want to educate you on ballroom and its history. You know, and hopefully you'll learn something from that. You know, so ballroom's been around for almost 100 years now. It started out back in the early 20s. It was drag pageants. Ballroom started at drag pageants. Huh? Go ahead. Feathers and beads and stuff. And it started back in the 1920s. And I'm not gonna go through each time because that's a drain. But just let you know, it started back and it started with drags. And it was more of like drag show competitions. It wasn't many Butch Queens that participate. It was just like going to an Esquilita thing, you know. But they really didn't have that many categories. Ballroom actually only had one category, and that was for the drags. And you know what I'm saying. Then as time produced and time went on, I think it was during the late 30s to 40s, the 30s to 40s, where it became less important because it was actually a show. It wasn't an underground thing. You know, these things used to happen everywhere. Famous people used to go to it, see the drags. It was everything. A lot of things started happening in the world, and ballroom became more underground because gay people were more attracted to it, you know, and then as gay people more attracted to it, transgenders was also big inside ballroom, you know. Ballroom was not based around what it is now, Bush Queens, which is us, you know what I'm saying? Bush Queens, which are male. Ballroom was based around transgender and females, you know, they were the light, they were our goddesses. Most of the categories was to them. As time went on, different things started happening in the world, and homophobia became bigger. It became a bigger thing, and at the same simultaneously, AIDS became bigger. You know what I'm saying? And they were attaching AIDS to gay men and women, you know? And it was different things that not only were they attaching AIDS to gay men and women, but at the same time, it was more gay people being homeless, getting kicked out of their homes, families not accepting them, and families not accepting them. So gay people actually created their own community. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. So, like an example that our manager always says, think if you were, and I always say this, think if you were gay, you just found out you were gay, right? And you're young. And you live in a West Indian home. You know what I'm saying? Right. Southern Baptist. You know what I'm saying? With a place where that is totally not accepted. You know, and you just discover to yourself within that, oh my God, I think I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? I think I like whatever experience you had. So you decide to tell your mother and father, the people that have raised you, or whoever your guardians, has taught you how to love, what love is, and taught you what unconditional love is, and told you numerous times through your life, my love is unconditional, which means it has no conditions. So you go to them and you tell them, I'm gay, you know, and the first thing they say is, oh, hell no. I didn't raise no homo. Right. You know? So you're like, well, you're supposed to love me regardless. And they say, oh no, we're not doing that. Get your shit and get out. So you leave. And you go in the street and you go now to your friends. And they want to know what's your story, what's wrong with you, why you can't be with, you know, their friends around the block. These are the dudes you grew up with. These are the dudes you played ball with. You know what I'm saying? And you said, oh, well, I think I've discovered that I have homosexuality tendencies. And they go, what? Oh, nah, you off the block. So now, not only do your friends, but your family doesn't no more love you, you know? So you were raised, let's say if you were raised that way, me personally, say that, okay, they told me I can always go to God if anything's wrong. So you decide to go to church, you know? You want to give yourself to the Lord, you know? And as soon as you walk into the church, they're talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. Just so happens, I know y'all experienced that. Yeah, they talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. They talking about you're gonna burn forever. Yeah. You know? So now you're like, oh my God, I can't even go to God for refuge. Yeah. You know? So now you feel lost. So now, and this is where the connection's at to HIV and AIDS, which I personally feel is how can you put a condom on a body that you feel has no value? If everything around you has told you you are nothing and that you have no value, how do you put a condom on that? You know what I'm saying? So, and this definitely comes from our manager, Michael Robinson.
The first one, he's open.
And how do you put a condom on that? You know what I'm saying? How do you love yourself when you're told you're not supposed to? And what gay people naturally do is they get resistant. Oh, okay, I don't need you to love me. I'm going to make you love me. Right. Now with shade, now you're fueling from a different place. You're not fueling from love, you're fueling from spite. So now, I wouldn't have wore these poo-poo shorts, but now I'm going to wear them. And if you try it, I'm going to beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? So this is what's happening in the world. And so gay people were doing this. This was happening everywhere in homes. They was getting kicked out, and they came down to the village in different places in the world. And it was these older gay people that sat there and said, "We're going to be your family." You know what I'm saying? We're going to be your family. We're going to be the ones to love you. Since you were kicked out your house, I'm going to be your mother. I'm going to be your father. We're your brothers. You don't need that world. And that's how houses was formed. And they were named after different things based on what was going on in that decade of time. So let's say the 70s, it was all about fashion. So houses that was made in the 70s was named out of fashion. And as time went on, it was more about the movement. So houses was named after things that had to do with movements. So during the decades, but it really wasn't about what the house was named, it was about what it stood for. You know, and that's where the ballroom scene came. So we created our own community with people that felt like they had less value to come to a place where you had value. You know what I'm saying? Or where you have value. So when you walk down the street and you get caught faggot, homo, and you pay it, and you walk inside this building and you get caught legend. You know what I'm saying? You get called out for legend statement stars. You know what I'm saying? The great thing about this is that you found a place where you understand and you can receive love. You know what I'm saying? The bad thing about this is that it didn't teach you anything about loving yourself.
And,
So, go ahead.
And also how to live your life outside of that. When the ball is over at 4 o'clock, you still live the majority of your life outside. So the difference is that how do I incorporate what I've learned in ballroom, or what, you know, how fab you've made me feel? How do I make myself feel as fab when it's 4 o'clock and the ball is over? Now I have to take that train home, or have to walk down that street and, you know, go to work, or whatever the case is. How do you incorporate that?
And people did it, and ballroom people don't. So what happens is they get more resistant to the outside world. They do less of the real world, and they do more ballroom. So you'll hear rumors about, oh, these ballroom queens, all they want to do is balls. They don't want to do nothing else. They live in this fake world where nothing exists, and the reality of it is it's true. A lot of people think they come inside this ballroom scene because they like the balls. Oh, because I live for OSQ, I can smoke a blunt, I can do this, I can watch, well, I love the Vogue. The real reason most people participate in ballroom is because the life that they get and the value that it creates. And I didn't really, truly understand that because I was one, at first, well, that's not me, girl. You know what I'm saying? I live for me outside the world. You know what I'm saying? I live for me. A lot of people's going to say that. But honestly, it wasn't until I experienced value outside the world, such as doing this experience, where I was like, I was like that. And even when I knew about that, I still thought that I wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically a synopsis of what's ballroom, what's happening in ballroom, where it came from, and the things that's going on now that you may not even be aware of. It's things that you don't know, that you think you know, that you really have no idea about. We are joined together for reasons that we think we are, and it's not that. You know what I'm saying? I'm your brother and your sister because I felt like I was forced to be. You know what I'm saying? That's why ballroom people are so tight, but at the same time, they'll fight anybody else and each other real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because they're keeping that love captive. That's what we're doing. We're keeping this love inside a community, and we don't want nobody to come in. That's the shade. I remember when I first started talking about teaching voguing class and doing things, I got read up and down. Why would you give them our voguing? Why teach these people? Why let them? This is all we have. They're trying us. You know what I'm saying? How can we be? It's like a heterophobia now. You know what I'm saying? Like you say all the time, we were pushed here in this community because of who we are, and we're not gonna like other people because who they are and because they're not us. We're doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's my personal view of what ballroom is, and something that we all stand for here, and that we're all realizing in our life. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time, the way I do it, when I experience something fucked up, or any kind of phobia, I immediately, and this is a hard thing to say, there's still work to be done. You know what I'm saying? What do you do when you see a homeless man? Do you go like this, or you say, wow, we still haven't changed? You know, there's
I do both. I want to keep my bag for myself.
It's honestly, you know what I'm saying? What do we do to each other? Did you not realize that when you walk down the block, and this happens all the time, and you see another gay person, if you don't know her, you'll read? That's the first thing you do.
And I realize that either that's you or that was you. And when you made your change, understand that people have to go through that process.
Or how about they're doing the same thing?
Exactly. Mind you, and you have to think about it. If you're older, like for myself, I'll put an eye example. I've been out since I was 15. When I was out, I was the cuntiest queen on the block. You could not tell me my jeans was not my skin.
Now here's the difference.
Because she dressed me and she still does. But what I'm saying is that, the difference is that I felt that that's all I was supposed to be. Being a gay male, I thought that that's how I was supposed to be, because if I was anything else, I wasn't gay. I didn't realize that gay came in all kinds of shapes, sizes, colors, attitudes, whatever. Growing up, realizing that to love myself, to accept myself, that I don't have to do this for attention. I don't have to do this for acceptance. I can just be myself. So it wasn't every word was Miss Thing and every word was, chow and stuff like that. Like, I can use other words. Good. Like, I can use other words. And, first of all, be educated. On top of that, not be the typical fag. And so once you learn the difference, it will make you comfortable. It will teach you to teach others instead of just judging them. Understand that you've been there. You're not above being there again for any amount of reasons. And you can bring someone else up at the same time to not just be like you, just be themselves and know that to be comfortable is better than anything else that you can experience.
So when you walk down the street and you see that queen and you read, look at this faggot, look at dumb shoes, da da da, as if you're in anything more loose. Right? Look at she looks crazy, da 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 da. And you walk down the street and the first thing you did was read. And you probably rolled your eyes and you probably paid her. You know what I'm saying? So, what does that say about yourself?
I noticed that a lot of times I'm one to not do that because I realize that if I see another person, another gay person on the street, I have to look at it as I'm a gay male as well. And if I don't like this person on this street, which means I don't like myself because it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I try not to do that unless somebody comes to me. Then it's another story. You have to. I noticed a lot of times I'm not saying with everybody in the ball scene. Well, now in the ball scene, but I see this whole everybody aspires to be so glam and so above the next person. It kind of strayed me away from attending the balls and going and seeing a lot of girls. Especially when you walk up to a girl, or you'll see a girl that will see you every single ball, every single day, and still look down their nose at you like, oh girl, you're not gonna speak to me. It kind of I'm wondering where is that coming from in regards to knowing that gay people have had these experiences coming from where you said the history of the ball scene come from, where us gay people have evolved from a hard life anyway. To come up to this, where can you find somebody that's all the way up here with her heads in the clouds talking about, I have all this, I have all that, I think I'm all this, I think I'm all that, and you're nothing, when you came from where I came from? I'm not understanding where that come from, and that really strayed me away from even attending a single ball.
Yeah, I would just have to say this. It always come from, one thing about ballroom is that it's sort of like an open to all type of thing. Like, we let so many people into the community that I think sort of at the hierarchy, the hierarchy like kind of sucks. And I only say that because, if there was rules and standards set in the beginning, then people would look at this completely different. But since there's no rules, people make their own rules. And that's why, some people were like brought up in the ballroom scene, or, their experience of the ballroom scene is like, oh girl, pay her no mind, Miss Thing. She's no better than you, girl. Miss Thing, pay her. Da-da-da. And you walk past her, and this girl loves you, watch every YouTube or watch every DVD or VHS, and comes up like, oh, I love you, da-da-da. And like, Miss Thing, ooh, girl, So it's sort of like the experience that you get in the ballroom scene. So maybe it's like the experience that's around you, or the experience that you get from these people that's around you. Because there's people inside the ballroom scene that will acknowledge you and don't know you from a hole in the wall. Mm-hmm. And like I said, because it's such an open to all thing, and once again about the hierarchy, that if there was any type of rules set, or if there was some type of organization that came to it, that it'll be so much more better. But since that's not happening right now, and then it's trying to be created at this moment, and then you still have people who were there way before we decided to create this, and I don't want to do this because, girl, that's not how I did this back in the 70s or the 80s, and girl, that's old school shit. I'm icon.
All right, so everybody come in there, just real quick. Layla, come up. Hey, Sean. So how about everybody give them a round of applause for being the difference? Being different, standing. Okay, so we're just gonna break down the elements. All of us as a crew, you know how it goes. Teach y'all the 5 elements of Vogue, or let y'all know our personal view of the 5 elements of Vogue, and go for there. So I think we're gonna start with hands, and then we all grab an element and stuff like that. So I'm gonna grab hands. So we like to break things down so it's more of a technique versus just a style. So we come to this idea that, let's say hands consist of circle, taps, and waves. Let's just say it's that, right? Okay. Let's just say it's circle, taps, and waves. So let's say if you was to tap something, I want to tap my shoulders. I'm gonna tap my waist. I'm gonna tap my arm. How about y'all do it with me? I look like I'm doing it. Macarena. I mean, and y'all paid it. Okay. So let's say I tap my shoulders, my waist, my shoulder. I tap out here. I tap here. I tap there. I tap there. I tap up. I tap here. Voguing consists of lines and shapes. Voguing actually came from poses on Vogue magazine back in the day. So they would see the poses on Vogue magazine and turn it into movement. So Vogue is all about poses and your shapes and your lines. So let's say there are waves, right? So let's say this would be a wave. This would be a wave. This would be a wave, right? Wave. I wave this way. I wave that way. I wave this way. I wave, right? When you Vogue, you want to Vogue with your wrists, not your hands. You know, some people don't know that. Some people's like, right? You want to Vogue, you want to let your wrists take you when you Vogue, not your hands, all right? So let's say it's Voguing, it's the waves, right? So we have our taps, right? We have our waves. And then there's circles. You know what I'm saying? So then we have the circles. So let's say a circle is, this is a circle. Right? Y'all got that? They're doing that?
Yeah.
Let's say this is a circle. Right? Let's say this is a circle.
Okay, wait a minute, boo.
So here we go here. So we here, right?
Hold on, boo.
Put your hands out. Put your hands out.
Okay.
And we're gonna go this way, both hands. Look at it, both go up. We're gonna keep going around. Keep going around. Keep going around. Keep going down. Keep going down. And you just did it. That was a circle.
Nice.
Cool. Where you go? So you just went around, you went down, you went here. So it's all about now what voguing is with hands. It's all about your combination with, let's say, your tap, circles, and waves. You know. So if you were voguing, this lets me do it. Yeah. See, there you go. See, there you
It's
go.
all about your extension, so you're gonna flow it.
Wasn't enough arm or what?
No, it wasn't.
Was it not enough arm? Did you not like it?
Was it not enough? I like the idea. So it's more of the freeness. It's more of like keeping your free. A little two-step, yeah. It's more of like arms and less just wrists. So it's wrists here, it's arms here. Left here.
So let's say it's wave circle. So if you can see what's going on, when people see voguing, it's like no, it's really we're breaking down every one of those in our own combination. So when we're voguing, it could be like tap, tap, circle, circle, wave, wave. You know what I'm saying? So we see that, and we see the speed, but to other people it may look like that, you know? So let's say we did tap, tap, circle, tap. Let's try it again. Okay. Tap, tap, circle, tap. 5, 6, 7, and tap, tap, circle, tap. 5, 6, 7, and tap, tap, circle, tap, and we can go wave, wave.
You gotta catch it. Gotta catch
6,
it.
7, and tap, tap, circle, tap, wave, wave. 5, 6, 7,
Girl, I'm
and
almost up to the
tap,
side.
tap, circle, tap, wave, wave. Cool? So that's basically the breakdown of hands, right? Y'all wanna grab it? You wanna grab it?
So what's that? I'm gonna teach you how to catwalk. Okay? Wow, it's not that hard, honey. So starting with the catwalk, of course, it starts with stepping forward. And while you step forward, you have to actually bring your body down to a certain level. So you have to come a little bit lower. And you're basically walking. This is not a catwalk. I'm just showing you the first step. And it's all about your hips. I don't have hips either, so this should be easy. So it's about your hips. So if you're gonna step forward, you're gonna throw your hip out. You're gonna step again, you're gonna throw your hip out. Hip is about the hip. So if you're basically walking, you're just like, it looks kind of silly without the hands. I know. So we're just doing hips right now. Can I see your hips? All right, you got it.
You got it.
It's like you're stepping. It's not like a. It's just like you're basically walking, kind of.
He's walking. It's like side to side.
Come on, y'all can practice. Let's count in a circle. We can count in a circle. We're gonna start with our right. hip, hip, hip.
Good. Okay, good. Okay.
You lose money.
Right.
You lose money. Let the hips go, dog. Yeah. You're basically. No, we got one leg. If you push this, easier way out. You have your hands out.
You guys.
Twist.
Don't lose concentration.
Twist.
Yeah, that's.
You still must be learning how to Vogue.
So yeah,
What you learn, what you can teach.
Ow. So to ease it out with the arms while you're walking, hit, 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 hit. So let's try it again, and it's like hip, hip, hip. The thing about it is when you bring your leg out, it should be slightly curved. So when your hip come out, it's just out there. So it kind of looks like you're twisting your body. Hip.
Like Thriller.
Hip. Hip. You okay? You're loose, honey. You gotta feel feminine. It's not loud. So then the arm. You're going out. Whatever hip is out, that's the elbow that you touch.
I'm gonna get out because
So if you're gonna hip, hip. And then the stop. You could do it. Come on, do it again. Ready? Well, we're gonna do it in a circle. Y'all gonna go in front of me there so I can see if y'all doing it right. Alright. So we're gonna catwalk this way.
You said this way?
Yeah, let's catwalk, yeah. Alright. He's first. So, yeah. Come on. 5, starting with your right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, he's in that. Lower. Everybody a little bit lower. Okay. Try to walk it out. Walk it. Huh? He's outer toes. I'm pigeon toes. He's outer toes. Don't open your legs like this. It's just like you're stepping forward.
You're all sweating.
And come down, like it's coming down. Yeah. Arch your back.
Turn it in.
Yeah, you gotta be like,
A
arch
little
your back.
pigeon toe.
Turn your feet in,
Yeah,
boo.
kind of pigeon toe.
Kind of slightly pigeon toe. So. His leg.
Okay, no, y'all not done.
That's the catwalk.
Duck walk.
Wait. And while y'all doing this, remember everything because y'all gonna be putting them together. So remember your end. Just tap. Wait.
Okay, now duck walk. Stay Sean.
All right, let's go.
That's not a fat bitch.
All right, y'all might want to get on the phone for now. Come on, come on.
Does not require whoppers.
Now, now I live for Whoppers. All right, come on, get back in the spots real quick. I'm gonna teach us some dog walk. There's a lot of leg strength. I got a lot of it, but you know, we're gonna work this out. So, what you're gonna do, get down on this level, and what you're gonna do is keep it straight back. All your body weight is still on the back of your legs right now. You're gonna keep it straight back when you do the dog walk. When you get to it and you know what you're doing, you can do whatever you want. But at this moment, you're gonna keep it straight back. All right. So I need you to catch this move. What you're going to do, your power, everything is in your thigh and your legs. Everything is in the power. Yeah. I see you've been in catwalk, so that's on that yours, huh?
No, it's not, honey.
So listen. So what you're gonna do is your body weight is right within stitching within your legs. So what you're gonna do is just give a small hop here and just drop it right back down. Drop it right back down. Just like this. I know it may look like you're walking on something, but hey. All right. So once again, you're gonna give us a hop here. Remember, keep it straight back. That keep you level up. So the small hop. So when we're adding to it, we give the asymmetrics. Asymmetric. So for example, you go out, opposition, excuse me. You go out, you kick your left foot out, bring it right back in. Kick your right foot out, kick it in. Left foot out, kick it in. And you don't want to dog walk like this.
Keep your knee. Oh yeah. Also keep your knees together. It keeps the keep your balance. Straight back, knees together. Knees together. Knees together. Knees together. Work. So once again, let's try. Okay, stand up because I know it's a lot of leg power.
Yes.
Now.
250 pounds of these knees.
Yeah, I mean I've been doing this for my. All right, you ready? Round 2. Once again, keep your knees together, straight back. What you're gonna do? Kick your left, bring it down. Kick your right, bring it down. Left, right, left, right, left.
Right, land on your calf. Don't hold yourself in the air.
Don't hold yourself in the air, because then that's when you start to feel it here.
You're gonna make a hard for yourself.
Bring it right back.
Right, stand on your feet.
Oh, she's in it back there. All right. You better watch out. Y'all might want to stand up for a minute. And once again, just add the hands into it, just like as you would do with the catwalk. Do it with the dog walk. All right. You ready for this again? Going down. Once again, opposition. So if the left kicks out, the right hand goes to it. If the right kicks out, left hand goes to it. So you go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. All right, take a breather. Take a breather.
Okay.
We got a little she's out.
You might got an element that you can
Sean.
Nah, but y'all got
so
that.
now, we got,
You got a headache.
I don't want to be a burden.
Chris is gonna teach y'all spins.
Okay. I'm gonna first teach you a dip. Very simple. You're just gonna go down on one leg, put one leg on the back. I'm gonna do dip first. Okay. I'm just gonna spin.
That's how you
You're
do
gonna
this.
face down. Just do dip. You're just going way back.
And try to land on the floor, not on your leg.
On the back hurts.
On your back.
No, honey, that's too much weight. Tip the floor.
That's the first time.
No.
You do this. There you go.
No shit, I might take that.
Well, don't mind the leg up. You know, I've been in it for years, so but you could do the leg down. But your arms help you.
And an arch back.
Arch back.
Ow!
Yeah, ooh, that arch was it.
Alright, go back up, Chris. Do it again.
Come on, comfortable. Actually, find your comfortable side. It could be your right or your left. One side might be flexible than the other. You know, cool. Well, if you're gonna spin, if you're gonna dip on that leg that we just did, you will spin usually to the right. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna spin.
If you're dipping on your leg,
Yeah. If you spin it to your right, you will dip on that leg that I just told you on. So you're gonna spin to your right. You're gonna place the right leg back behind you. So the right leg is gonna go up. It's gonna go straight back.
Good.
Okay? Huh?
Then if it's left,
And if it's left, the left leg will go up and it will go straight back. Straight back. Getting ready for the dip. This is the beginning of the dip. Right
gotta
there.
get it.
Right there. So what you're gonna do, after you do this, just drop down.
Go down, go to that position.
So,
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
so wait a minute.
Say it again.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how
Show me
to
the dip
get
again.
down.
I'm sorry.
So spin. Right there. Place it.
Okay.
Where you
And
place
make
it.
sure it's not
he
in
has to spin
front.
the other way.
Make sure it's when you place it.
Sideways.
He has to spin the other way.
Okay, alright.
Because he did find right. So you
Good.
gotta spin forward. Yeah, he gotta spin forward.
You want the leg not to be right in the back because you want to go straight down to your butt, not over the leg. So being that it's apart, now sit down. No, put the leg back. Put the leg back.
Okay.
Back up here. Move this one to the side. Now sit down on your butt. Sit down. There you go. That's what you want to do.
Go down.
If it's in front, you're going to swing your legs. If it's to the side, you're going to swing your butt.
And
There you go.